Shut up and sit down.
What's up, everybody? This is the Ken Frederick Podcast, episode 132, MCU Updates.
You!
Or as we like to call it in-house tonight, The Cheese Show.
It's the Justin Show. Everyone's ready, the Justin Show.
The fans have spoken. They've demanded a Justin-centric episode, and Here it is. We kicked Ken out of here for the night. It's all about Justin.
Read the websites.
Oh, sorry. So, if you just stumbled upon this by accident, you can find more of our stuff on our website.
Sorry.
Yeah, we're sorry. At kfpodcast.com. We're on Facebook at Ken Fred Podcast, KF Podcast. Twitter is at Ken Fred Podcast.
Yes.
Instagram is at Ken Frederick Podcast, as well as YouTube, which you're watching right now. Mm-hmm. And we also have a weekly episode exclusive to SoundCloud, which is different than our other content. So please make sure you check that out. We have a fun show planned tonight, organized by our friend Justin, who's here via satellite.
He did all the homework for this one. All the homework, because I was painting bedrooms. So, Justin.
I do what I can.
And I was watching Dawn paint bedrooms.
That's right.
So.
Very well, might I add. So this is your show, man. MCU Updates, your favorite topic. Let's get into it.
So, thought we would do this. We got Ant-Man coming up next week. There's been some more movement in the Disney-Fox deal. So, we were looking for a quick topic. So, I said MCU Updates. There's been a lot of news lately coming out of the world of Marvel Cinematics. And good time to talk about it with Ant-Man coming up. So, to start off, Disney-Fox deal. They have officially gotten the approval from the Department of Justice. So there's the U.S. antitrust approval. So the government has determined that there is going to be no monopoly if Disney buys Fox. So that's good. The only exception to this deal is once the deal is through, Disney will have to sell all of the Fox regional sports networks. And that is so that they do not have a monopoly with ESPN for local sports programming.
So who would they sell those to?
Really,
AT&T.
it'll, I'm not even sure. If Comcast might want something like that, or I don't even know who the other sports networks out there are.
Yeah, they can't have many left because I thought AT&T was buying up most of those.
Yeah.
So maybe AT&T comes in and buys this, but basically, by Disney owning ESPN, they weren't allowed to do this because it would have created too much of a monopoly in sports programming.
Now, wouldn't that change the price then because they were including that in the price?
No, so what I read is the deal is going to be as it stands today, and once the deal is completed, Disney will then they'll have a set amount of time to sell off those assets.
Okay. Gotcha. Now, I thought this was going to take like 18 months to approve. Are you telling me it's all clear now? Or there's still
It is all cleared already. Everything is good to go.
So Comcast kind of went away?
No, Comcast could still come back, make another higher bid, but Comcast would then have to go through DOJ approval for the same antitrust things. And apparently, Comcast has some assets that would make the DOJ approval more difficult for Comcast.
Yeah.
So
the speculation right now is Bob Iger is going to go to the board of directors and the shareholders and basically say, look, we've got this offer on the table. The antitrust is already approved. Why don't we just take this offer and go instead of taking maybe a little bit more money but having to deal with the possibility that the antitrust will get denied from Comcast.
Right.
So the speculation is that this is the deal that's going to happen unless Comcast were to come up with some ridiculous number like $100 billion or something stupid like that. I think this is going to be a done deal.
Go away, Comcast.
They have enough.
$71.3 billion, a combination of cash and stock, works out to $38 a share for Fox assets.
Yeah. And then all the stock they don't have to pay the taxes on too, which is nice.
Exactly. So it's a much more attractive offer, I think. Plus, they already have the approval. So what Fox is going to or what Disney will get if they do this is the TV and movie studios, Star India, FX, Nat Geo, Fox's 30% share of Hulu,
which is huge,
and Fox's 39% stake in Sky, the European satellite company.
That's big too.
Yeah, and that was really what Comcast was after. From what I understand, was that stake in Sky because they already own the other 61%.
Okay.
So if they were to get Sky, they would own it outright.
Okay.
And if Disney's already got to come up with deals to sell off the sports, maybe they sell Comcast Sky and just be done with it and not deal with it.
Yeah.
So
I see you put on.
It's going to be.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
It's going to be a big thing if it goes through. A lot of stuff coming over to Disney. Having 60% of Hulu, that will probably just become their streaming platform.
Mm-hmm.
But doesn't NBC have shows on Hulu too?
Well, yeah, because Disney would only own 60%. So it'll be somebody else. I'm not even sure who owns the other 40% stake in it.
I know there's some NBC shows out there, right?
Which Comcast owns.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm sure there's I don't know, maybe some CBS on there too.
Because I know whenever Hulu started, NBC was the big network that supported it.
Yeah, and they have a lot of Fox shows too. All their Fox stuff is out there for sure. But yeah, I thought NBC had a lot of stuff out there too. Maybe they own a part of it. I don't know if that could be your streaming service if you only own 60%.
True. They may still spin up their own thing. Maybe using the Hulu technology. They'll just spin up their own offshoot of it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. It'll be interesting, though. Sounds like a good deal. Hopefully they take it.
Yeah.
I mean,
like I said, there's still speculation that Comcast may come back and outbid, but there's some talk amongst the industry, the finance industry, that apparently Comcast stock has dropped 20% this year. And they're saying that shareholders would not vote to increase the bid because of they're just not getting enough out of it to bring back of Comcast stock. So
yeah,
even if Comcast wants to go forward, their shareholders may not vote to do it.
And it's been a week already, and they haven't done anything. So who knows?
Exactly.
The amount of money that these people are throwing around is insane.
God, it's crazy.
$71.3 billion.
It's crazy.
For an entertainment company.
Look at some of these sports franchises that are going up for sale now.
It's
the
true.
Panthers here in Charlotte, they're talking $2.2 billion for the Panthers.
Yeah. Nuts. It's nuts. And then there's countries all over the world starving and people homeless, but yet Fox's access are selling for $71 billion. It's like that stupid Jurassic World movie where it's selling those dinosaurs for. They're like, we made $120 million. I'm like, that's peanuts. Sell Fox. There should be a movie about trying to take over Disney. And
They're probably willing to be in a movie about
money,
all this.
for Christ's sakes. All right, what's next?
So next, more women in the MCU.
Oh boy.
Feige was just at I think it was one of the cons, and they were interviewing him and talking to him about the future of the MCU after Phase 4, or starting with Phase 4 and what's going to happen. Everybody knows with what's going on in the industry with more diversity and women empowerment. And Kevin Feige was quoted as saying, going forward, he wants more than 50% of the heroes in the MCU to be female.
See,
thoughts?
My problem with this is, I have nothing against females' roles in movie. I'm all for a Captain Marvel movie. I'm all for a Black Widow movie. I'm all for it. But to say 50%, there's not 50% mainstream characters. You're going to be making up Dazzler's going to get her own movie in order to make this work. You know what I mean? If you look at the comic book A-Force that they put together, other than like the top 3 in that book, they ran out of superstars in that book really fast. She-Hulk, Captain Marvel, they had Medusa from Inhumans, and they're like, now we have Dazzler and like different people. Like,
who's out there? Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew, Spider-Woman.
Yeah, which they don't own. They have problems with that. I
really?
think. Yeah.
Then use the other one, Julia Carpenter, or nothing.
I just feel like you don't have to like. There's nothing wrong with making more female movies, but why does it have to become like a statement? Like, we're definitely doing it. We're going to make it 50%. I also saw his statement like, we're going to include more LGBTQ characters. I'm like, why do you have to make these statements? Just keep making the movies you made. If they sneak in there or they get you get a couple in there.
Yeah, don't make that the focal point of the story.
Just because you're going to ruin it.
Let it happen naturally. There's enough good characters that fit these, I don't want to call them stereotypes, but there's plenty of them out there. Like, they don't have to create new characters. They could just... I don't want that to become the focal point of the story. If there's a character that happens to be a lesbian or a gay character, fine. They just put them in the movie. Yeah. Don't make that a thing just so you can check it off in a box.
Like, you're gonna get if you get these Fox movie rights over here, I want an X-Men movie. I don't want a Storm movie just because you're trying to get a certain kind of character out there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm okay if you don't make a Wolverine movie. Just make a solid X-Men movie. I don't even care if half the X-Men are women. You could do a 50-50 team where it's...
They could do that well with X-Men.
You could do that well with X-Men. You could have 4 women and 4 men and be equal on the
team.
There's
a lot of good female X-Men.
There's probably a lot better female X-Men than there are male X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
And that, that may be some foreshadowing to what he's talking about, where maybe maybe they're already planning on having, the X-Men and the Fantastic Four and everything back, and, that's going to beef up their female hero lineup for, maybe not Phase 4, but probably beyond Phase 4.
Yeah.
I mean, their female lineup definitely needs to be increased, because it's kind of pathetic at this point.
Because they started with the big guns.
Mm-hmm.
You tried to build your universe around Cap, Thor, and Iron Man, which were the rocks of that universe. I mean, would a Black Widow movie right off the bat been good if you didn't build her up and make her popular like she is in these Avenger movie?
With Scarlett Johansson, I think it would have done well.
Yeah.
I think you could have done it before now, or before they're planning on it, but not in Phase 1.
I think now it's a refreshing break from everything going on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm totally fine with a nice Black Widow movie where she's not really caught up in all this. It's after this is over, and it's just her doing a mission. I'd love a movie like that.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool.
I'm all for them also bringing in, like, Miss Marvel, the Indian Miss Marvel, and as a young character. She's a good character. You could bring her in the movie. I don't think you need a Miss Marvel movie right off the bat. She doesn't have enough backstory or history, I think, to carry like a franchise. But she could be. I'm okay with her joining the team as a kid, or something of that nature.
Yeah, 50%. They have to be thinking X-Men.
I don't know. I mean, 50% is a big number.
Yeah.
There's not 50% strong women characters in comics right now.
No.
Let alone,
even if they included, like, all of the good ones.
Yeah. I mean, if you go top-tier women characters in the Marvel Universe, other than Captain Marvel, She-Hulk, you start running out real fast. You know what I mean? Like, Spider-Woman. Is Spider-Woman even a main character?
They've tried to make her a main character.
Yeah.
But she would just be another Black Widow, though, if they did the Jessica Drew version.
It's
whose side is she on?
It's the same thing.
What has she been up to,
So what else you got in here in this topic?
So, speaking of the Black Widow movie, apparently the Solo movie is greenlit, and they've currently met with 65 different directors trying to find the perfect fit.
That's a lot of directors.
It just said 65 directors. It did not say 65 female directors, but I know they are targeting a female director for this movie.
Because of how Wonder Woman.
Yeah, they're trying to find... They should just get Patty Jenkins to jump ship and come over and do this one, too.
Why not?
Actually, that would be great.
Now, you have on here that there's rumor that they're going to do an Eternals film that would have Circe as the lead. Circe of all characters?
That's what it said. I got on one of those pages that said it was like 12 things we know, and 10 other rumors that could happen, and this was one of the big rumors.
So
They've talked a lot about an Eternals movie. I've read that on a number of different sites, but I found this on the new 50% women thing, that this was mentioned, that, oh, well, if they do the Eternals movie, maybe they could put Cersei in the lead. I think that's just somebody grabbing crap out of midair and putting things together.
Cersei all that much.
She wore a green outfit. I remember that.
And the Eternals, what, are just is this like a space movie?
There'd be a lot like, I don't even know, because I can't even remember a good Eternal story.
I can't even remember
that
a good Eternal storyline either. I mean, they're not that great.
A lot of speculation, because a number of people have said that Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is going to shape the future of the MCU.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are thinking that like Phase 4 and beyond is going to be a lot of cosmic stuff.
Yeah.
That, it's not going to be Earth's mightiest defenders. It's going to be cosmic stuff from going forward.
Well, wasn't Cersei an Avenger for a long time in the 90s?
Well, with that weird lineup, she was down there for a while.
With Dr. Druid and all that.
Yeah, Cersei was hung around for a while. I don't want, like, space movies. Like, you got the Fantastic Four coming and the X-Men. That's where I want your focus. Like, those stories have yet to been, good stories there have yet to been told before we're moving into the friggin' Internals and outer space.
Well, but if
Marvel space, to me, sucks.
Yeah, they can't do
You could
cosmic.
You could go cosmic and outer space for Phase 4, and then when they do cement that they have the X-Men and Fantastic Four, bring everything back to Earth for Phase 5.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind a Secret Invasion or something of that nature also.
You're getting ahead of yourself.
So, any more women topics? I think you just had Wasp is going to be a lot in Phase 4.
Yeah, apparently the early talk about the new Ant-Man is that Wasp is fantastic, and there's going to be a lot more of her in Phase 4.
All right.
Even though she has a penis on her costume?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
She was a founding Avenger. Not this one.
Not this
Wasp.
Michelle Pfeiffer is, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so now we got, Phase 4 knowns and rumors, as we call them.
Knowns.
Yep.
Knowns.
So,
Not knowns.
First thing from Kevin Feige, none of the quote-unquote dead heroes from Infinity War are going to show up in the marketing material for Avengers 4.
I'm fine with that.
That's intelligent marketing there.
Yeah.
Doesn't spoil
Yeah,
anything.
it's just a little surprising because they haven't been real good at that in the past.
That's true. I'm sure Mark Ruffalo will tweet about it or something.
Yeah, well, they spoil the big moments like Hulk in the Thor Ragnarok trailer. There's a lot of big moments that they've spoiled in the past, and this is going to be some tricky marketing. Hopefully they can pull it off.
Here's my only thing with that. If you go back to the marketing for Justice League, one of the things that really killed them was that they couldn't market Superman was in that movie. And they mentioned that really hurt them because people were like, he's dead. I'm not bothering seeing this movie. There's no Superman in this movie. And then you notice after the movie came out, they are stupid, but they exist. And then after the movie came out, then they had Superman all through the marketing and the posters.
Uh-huh.
I wonder if it would hurt them if people were like, Spider-Man's dead. I don't want to watch it.
But the big guys are still there. Like Iron Man's there, Cap's there, Thor's there.
Yeah.
Hulk will be there. I mean, they'll be all right. They got their big guns that are available.
They do have big guns. That's probably they planned that on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So
Feige also talked about that. It's the original team magically all made it out.
Yeah, magically. Okay.
So they're gonna focus. It's gonna be. I'm guessing that it's gonna be the marketing is gonna be very similar to the first Avengers, and there's going to be a lot of talk of assembling and
a lot of assembling.
Captain Marvel. I've seen Captain Marvel by that time, so she's going to be featured in the marketing, I'm sure.
That's good.
So I think they can do it without teasing the dead heroes.
I've seen a couple marketing pics of Captain Marvel. She looks great.
She
does.
Some
of these things, so that should be good.
Yeah, right. I can't wait for that. That's going to be fantastic.
What's next?
So Tom Holland, who plays Peter Parker, leaked early and spoiled the title of the new Spider-Man sequel, Spider-Man Far From Home. And it took Marvel like another week before they actually sent out material and confirmed it. And the the story right now is that this new the Spider-Man Far From Home is actually going to be the kickoff of Phase 4.
He's going to reappear in space. That's why it's Far From Home.
That's why it's Far From Home. I like the Spider-Man movies. Whatever it's called, that's what's happening in the movie.
Yeah.
Homecoming, Far From Home. He's in outer space. Spider-Man just going out to dinner with Aunt May.
Who's the villain in? Didn't they already say who the villain would be in that thing?
That's his next topic. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Yep. So Mysterio is the villain for Spider-Man Far From Home, and all of the rumors that it is Jake Gyllenhaal are not true yet. Apparently he is in active talks for the role, but they have not announced officially and will not announce officially probably until after Avengers 4.
Okay.
Unless something leaks, this is going to be they're not going to make any announcements about this for a while. So, but the other piece of Spider-Man news is they kind of explained how the partnership works. Really, Peter Parker and Aunt May are really the only Spider-Man people that are going to show up in the MCU. The Spider-Man stuff, the villains, and the side characters that Sony owns outright are not going to cross over into the MCU at all.
Dumb. But like Vulture's here, is he not going to be involved, or is Vulture going to be?
He's only in the Sony Spider-Verse with Peter Parker. Peter Parker is the shared property.
Yeah, but he was using Stark technology and flying around and doing all that.
And Stark was in the movie.
Stark was in the movie.
It's goofy.
He was cleaning up from the Avengers battle.
Disney just needs to buy Sony.
Dumb.
But none of that side stuff from Spider-Man and Sony is going to cross into the MCU.
So weird.
Yeah.
All right, next.
It's a little pocket dimension, I guess.
It's been said Captain Marvel is going to be the most powerful hero to date, and she will lead the team moving forward.
That aggravates me. She's not the most powerful. I don't think she's anywhere near as powerful as Hulk or Thor is.
She's got the newest version of Captain Marvel has some pretty ridiculous powers.
Yeah, I mean, she did just carry a Celestial in the latest Avengers #2 book that was falling out of the sky. But that means Captain America's going away, because Captain America's the leader. I don't give a shit about Captain Marvel. She's okay, but like he must be going away, and then Brie Larson will lead this team going forward, which I'm fine with if that's what they're doing. But if Cap's around, sorry, honey. He's Captain America.
Come on, Don. It's demographics.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess they're building her up. I think they're building her up Superman level strong.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Because they're like, she can move planets. I'm like, how's she moving a planet? What are you talking about? But like, yeah, they're going full on Superman with her.
Yeah, she's going to be the Superman of this universe.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, we'll see.
So we already talked a little bit about the next thing I had, that Guardians 3 is going to largely influence the direction of the MCU moving forward, leading people to believe that it's going to be much more cosmic-based.
Yeah.
They're talking about changing the team. Apparently, James Gunn has confirmed that Volume 3 is the last of Peter Quill's story.
Okay.
So Peter Quill won't be around after Guardians Volume 3. Don't know whether they're going to kill him off or if he's just going to move on. But, they've already introduced us to some of the new potential Guardians in Guardians Volume 2. So,
yeah.
Be interesting to see who we get on the team for Volume 3
It'd be
moving
interesting
forward.
if they start moving forward to the original Guardians team.
Yeah, you go backwards.
And you're like going backwards. You start seeing all of them. It would change that landscape of that movie, because those movies are like, they're comedy movies. I highly doubt that Peter Quill's going to go away. I'll see that when I believe it. I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
They keep making money.
Yeah.
We'll see what they do. All right, where are we moving into now? Rumors.
It's
a good song.
One of the big rumors going around is that Phase 4 will be a an adaptation of the Secret Invasion storyline.
All right.
We already know we're getting the Skrull Kree War in Captain Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some speculation that we're going to get an adaptation of Secret Invasion. I have a little theory. If they do go that route, one of the ways that they could get rid of some of the original team members without just like straight up killing them in a battle, that they're already dead. Mm-hmm. Tony was killed off years ago, and it's been a Skrull shapeshifter in his place this whole time, and they're going to find out about it, and Robert Downey Jr. can just bow out, and they can find a new one. And that's the other rumor, is the kid from Iron Man 3 will become the next Iron Man. Apparently, it's already confirmed the actor he's in Avengers 4. They have not said whether it's just a cameo or whether it's a big part, but Ty Simpkins will be in Avengers 4. So
I think that kid should become a Nova.
Yeah.
I think he should. He didn't know his father. His father should end up being like Rich Rider or something like that, and he could be like the Sam Alexander, something of that nature. Finding the helmet and going like, oh, like wanting to follow in Tony's footsteps, but then he finds a Nova Centurion helmet and becomes a Centurion.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
I'd be much better with him doing that route instead of him being like Iron Lad or Iron Man or Iron Heart or whatever the hell they want to do to him. As far as Tony as a Skrull, it doesn't fit because like if he was a Skrull, why would he have cared so much and be battling Thanos and doing all this stuff?
Yeah, it's way out there, but I was just trying to come up with something crazy that could allow him to leave.
In the Secret Invasion comic, a lot of the Skrulls didn't remember they were Skrulls until like a certain thing happened. Because the Captain Marvel Skrull thought he was the real Captain Marvel.
Yeah, but like Hank Pym knew he was a Skrull.
Right.
And he was like acting shady.
Mm-hmm.
He was like he was way different than like what he was.
Right.
Like he was like an obvious one. And who else was one?
Jarvis was one.
Jarvis was one. There was like ones that like worked out really well. But I don't know. If they do Secret Invasion, I'd be really upset if they don't include Daredevil and Wolverine in this because Daredevil and Wolverine were like two of the people that could tell.
Who was the main one who could tell?
Yeah.
Because Daredevil, he could hear their heartbeat was different.
Yeah, the heartbeat
and Wolverine
was different.
could smell them, right?
Yeah.
But Triathlon could just see him.
Triathlon could just see him. Brock's boy, he could just see him. So that would be cool if they added that feature in there.
Triathlon's getting into these movies. He's a black man. He can do it.
He is. He's good. Brock will go crazy if we get a triathlon movie someday with Rage and Triathlon together in it. There you go. Any more other rumors for us?
So the last one that we already kind of talked about was that Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, is going to show up in the universe here at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, they could do a Champions movie with all the young kids on it. If they turn this little kid into Nova and have them together, Young Avengers maybe even be all right. Good.
These movies aren't going anywhere, that's for sure.
No, there's so much more they could expand into. But like I said, before they go, I don't know, before Robert Downey Jr. and them leave, I would really love to see them meet the Fantastic Four and have some kind of mixture with them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to see Tony and Reed and
they can hold off on the X-Men. I'd like to do Fantastic Four first.
I would even be okay with some members of the X-Men showing up. Mm-hmm. Like, I'd be okay if we get one more Captain America movie and Wolverine's in it.
Yeah.
And a cameo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We get a flashback of them together somehow or something like that. A Wolverine, Widow, and Cap doing a mission or something like that. I would love to see some kind of like that.
Recreate that one cover from the Blood Ties.
Yeah, recreate that cover. That's a great cover. Something of that nature would be cool to see before they totally shit them away. You know what I mean? Hank McCoy showing up to help Hank Pym work on a thing together. That would be really
Hank
cool.
McCoy was an Avenger for a long time.
Yeah, I'd like to see Hank McCoy come over as Beast and be on the team for a while. It'd be neat. Mm-hmm. Or if they start referencing their cosmic stuff, start pulling into Phoenix.
Yeah, that could be the next big bad that shows up.
Yeah. So there you go. All right, Justin. Thank you.
You're welcome.
MCU Updated. There you go.
On the Cheese Show.
Take us out. The Cheese Show. He did a good job. He'll get another chance about 4 months from now.
The Cheese Show. Thanks for listening to The Cheese Show, everybody. If you liked what you heard, click that subscribe button and check us out on all our other social media platforms. Thank you very much. Have a great night.
Later.